All right, this is Brother Wayne Keller here at the Oracles of Balaam's Jackass, where you too can hear the dumbass speaking. Now, we just finished up our study on the proof of the Bible, and that was in Daniel chapter 11, right? So we're going to, while we're in the book of Daniel, we're just going to flip back a few pages and go to Daniel chapter 3, and we're going to talk about the 3 Hebrew children there, okay? Now, I'm going to assign that to you for homework. You go ahead and read Daniel chapter 3, but I'm going to briefly summarize a few points for you here, okay? The king of Babylon made a statue and decreed that everybody must bow down and worship the statue, and if they didn't, they were going to be thrown into a burning fiery furnace. Now, there were 3 Hebrew boys, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who refused to bow down to that statue. And let's see. So let's go jump all the way down to verse 17 in Daniel chapter 3. And the 3 Hebrew boys said to the king, they said, "If it be so, our God whom we serve is able to deliver us from the furnace of blazing fire, and he will deliver us out of your hand, O king." Now these boys knew that their God had the power to deliver them, and they believed that he would deliver them. Now, this is the TV preachers here like to preach on this verse and say that they were delivered, and the boys were eventually delivered out of the furnace by God. And the TV preachers preach the prosperity gospel, tell you that God delivered them because of their faith. But that's not the truth, because they studiously ignore the next verse, verse 18. These boys said to the 3 Hebrew boys said to the king, said, "Even if he does not, let it be known to you, O king, that we are not going to serve your gods or worship the golden image that you have set up." So, why did they say that? Said, even if God does not deliver us, we're still not going to worship that image. Now, why did they say that? The reason they said that was because God told Moses back in Exodus 20, said, "Thou shalt have no other gods before me." And those boys were going to obey the word of God if it killed them. And that's the reason they were ready to step in that furnace. Not because they thought God was going to deliver them, but because they were obeying the word of God, and they were going to obey it if it killed them. Okay, and then God eventually did deliver them. He can use that kind of faith. That's the kind of faith he can use. That's called put your money where your mouth is faith. It's like James said, 2:17 said, "Faith without works is dead." Put your money where your mouth is, okay? Now, would I have faith like that? Would I be able to, am I ready to die for the gospel? Well, I pray that if I was ever in that situation, that God would give me the same strength that these 3 boys had. What about you? Think, okay? All right, it's Brother Wayne Keller here at the Oracles of Balaam's Jackass, and we'll see you next time.